Hey guys, welcome. My name is Chef Cheshire and welcome to the video series for your training for your industry certification in food safety. Today we are going to be talking about foodborne illnesses and some of the challenges for keeping food safe. So a foodborne illness is a disease transmitted to people through food. Okay, foodborne illness is a disease transmitted to people through food. Okay, so if you think about maybe you've had a foodborne illness. You've been out to a restaurant, or maybe you cook something for yourself at home and you got sick after eating that certain food. Okay, it's not a fun thing, and we in this course are going to be taking all of the precautions to try to limit this as best as possible. An illness is considered an outbreak when two or more people have the same symptoms from eating the same food. So let's just say Joe and Kathy go into the Chili's and one orders the Cobb salad and another orders pasta. If they say they both got sick from the food, is it considered an outbreak? No, because they didn't have the same food. If Joe and Kathy go in and they both order the pasta and they come back and they call the restaurant and say, hey, I got sick from your food because they were both sick from the same food, that would be considered an outbreak. Okay? The outbreak also has to be investigated by state or local authorities. And then the outbreak needs to be confirmed by laboratory analysis, okay? Meaning they're going to look at the food under a microscope and see if it's either E. coli or salmonella or whatever foodborne illness may be on that food. Some of the challenges to food safety is time. A lot of the time working in a restaurant is high stress, okay? Lots of pressure to get the food out as fast as possible. And with being rushed all the time, it's hard to take all of those safety policies into effect. So time is definitely a challenge for food safety. Another challenge is language and culture. So you're going to have different people working in your restaurant coming from different backgrounds, speaking a different language maybe, so that makes it hard to communicate these safety needs. Culture might be difficult because this can influence how people view food safety. Another challenge is literacy and education. There are going to be people working in the restaurant with different levels of education, and it might be hard to train people with different educational levels. Pathogens from your hands, making sure that we clean our hands, wash our hands as servers and cooks. And pathogens on food can also be a threat to food safety. So making sure we take all the precautions of taking temperatures of our food, making sure they are staying cold enough, or if we're cooking our food, making sure they reach that minimum internal cooking temperature. Unapproved suppliers is another challenge to food safety. It's like buying crawfish from Joe Schmo on the side of the road. We don't know where those crawfish come from. We don't know if he's been inspected. So it's a higher risk of a foodborne illness. Another challenge for food safety is serving high-risk customers. Okay, our high-risk customers may have a compromised immune system or an underdeveloped immune system. So this would include our preschool-age children. Okay, they just haven't developed their immune system just yet. The elderly, okay, they have a weakened immune system. And then people with compromised immune systems, such as people who are sick. So maybe somebody who's on medication, maybe a cancer patient who's on treatment. They have a weakened immune system, which increases the risk of them having a foodborne illness. And then staff turnover. In a restaurant, there's tons of staff turnover. And this is hard because we have to continue training. Whoever comes into the restaurant, you have to train them on food safety. So it's a lot to juggle as a manager. If your restaurant does have an outbreak, this can result in a lot of different things. There are a bunch of costs involved with having a foodborne illness at your restaurant. This could mean loss of customers and sales, loss of reputation, negative media exposure, lowered staff morale. Also, legal fees and lawsuits, missing staff work, increased insurance premiums, and then retraining staff. So it's going to cost a lot of money having all of if you were to have an outbreak at your restaurant. All right, this was the first video, and I hope that you have a great time learning about food.